Welcome to section 3, dedicated to the identification of the most influential nodes in your graph. In this video, we are going to discover the centrality detection principles. Centrality is a way to measure node importance in graph. These techniques were first developed for the analysis of social media. In a social network, you may want to find the most influential people for marketing purpose, for instance. You can expect those people to be good starting points for your brand advertising. But importance can have different definitions. For instance, in a routing network, you may want to know which nodes are the most critical ones. Critical here is to be understood in the sense that if these nodes are offline, they will cause the most damages to the whole system, traffic jam or downtime. So as you can see, the importance definition depends on the context and how you want to use this information. In the case of information or epidemic spread, you are mainly interested in the number of incoming or outgoing relationships from a given node compared to the others. It might also be important to consider the importance of each of the neighbors. For instance, shouldn't node B in the second graph on the right be considered more central than the node B in the left graph? When interested into traffic, the number of relationships can help quantifying the node importance. But another important information is related to the number of paths for which we have to use a given relationship. If we take the example of a road network in a city crossed by a river, you can realize that bridges, for instance, have a great importance, because if they are blocked, people will have to use another bridge to cross the river, which might be far away. We will see these different approaches in action using a famous dataset among the graph research community. The Zachary's Karate Club dataset was gathered by Zachary's in the 70s, observing his university karate club. In this graph, a node is a member of the karate club, and a relationship is created between two members if they share another activity apart from karate. Let's import these datasets in Neo4j. For this, let's go again to this course repository on GitHub. From there, you can navigate to section 3, Datasets, and download the zkc.graph file. We also need a graph to store this data. So I just created a zkc graph and installed the graph algorithm library. To import the data, we will use the load CSV cipher. So we can start the graph. First of all, we need to copy the data file from your download folder to the import folder of this graph. For this, from the Manage window, go to Terminal tab. Here, you can just type the command copy the zkc file you just downloaded to the import folder. Once this is done, you can go to the browser and we will start importing the data. If you look at the zkc.graph file, you will see the age list format, meaning that for each row, it represents a relationship with the starting node and the ending node. So, let's first load this file from the import folder. If you look at the file, you will also notice that the separator is not a comma like in regular CSV file, but it's a space. So we have to specify the field terminator. Then, for each row, the first element will be a node. So we will create a node of label person, storing the person ID as property for these nodes. We will do the same for the second element of each row. And finally, we will create the relationship between those two persons. Let's run this query. So this graph is made of 34 nodes. Let's see how it looks like. To get a first ID of the node importance, we can count all the relationships from a given node. To get a first ID of the node importance, we can count all relationships from a given node using plain cipher, with a query looking like this. So for each node, we are counting all the incoming or outgoing relationship. We are then returning this node, the count, ordering by highest count first. For this, we will go to the text view, which is more interesting. We can see that in terms of relationship count, the node 34 is the most important one, with 17 relationships. It's followed closely by node 1 with 16 relationships. Actually, this kind of centrality measurement is called degree centrality, and it's implemented in Neo4j. So we can directly call this procedure to get the results. Let's do it. Since we are going to use all nodes and relationships, we can just use null as node query parameter and null as relationship query parameter. Contrarily to the shortest path algorithm that assume that the graph is undirected by default, the centrality algorithm assumes the graph is directed. In our current case, we want the graph to be considered undirected, so we need to specify a direction parameter. This algorithm is returning a node ID and a score for each node. As usual, we won't return the node ID, but rather the node obtained by the getNodeById function. And we will order those results by score. So you can see that we find again the node 34 with highest score of 17, then node 1, and finally node 33, and so on. Same as before. This is the result of the degree centrality represented as colors and node size.